Thank you very much, Minister, for being here, or to Ministers, should I say. And look, first and foremost, I just want to acknowledge the continued work and effort that both of you are making in your departments. I've been working with you on a continuous basis as some of your officials, and they have been excellent to deal with during these incredibly difficult and challenging times, not only dealing with COVID but also with Brexit, with the impact it's having on our aviation sector, Minister Naughton, and also dealing with a new, I suppose, transition towards a green-based system, a greener-based transport system within Ireland. And Minister Ryan, in that context, there's a couple of points I'd like to raise with you. First and foremost, the active travel measures, Ceann Comhairle, were a fantastic initiative by the government to try and encourage more people to engage in more sustainable methods of travelling and transport in terms of cycling and walking, and that has been a fantastic initiative, and it's definitely should have been done a long time before now, but it's good to see a focus being put on that, and I want to thank the Minister for his focus in that particular area. But something that has come to my attention really from talking to county councillors and to our I suppose people who are working in local government is that there is obviously a significant number of blockages and I will say red tape around projects in communities like in my own town of Youghal, my home area, and even Cove as well, Minister, that are trying to invest in sustainable travel and transport such as cycleways, improving footpaths as well. But when it comes to medium-sized and large-scale projects, to a certain degree, Minister, there's a lot of cases where they've been held back from going ahead with them because they're afraid of investment. So I'd like to see a more targeted degree of funding going towards specifically identified projects by local area representatives on the ground, or county councillors, and also input from Oireachtas members as well, so that footpaths can be constructed in areas that should have been serviced long before now. And that's just one very helpful suggestion that I might give to you, please, if you could take that on board and perhaps have reply to it as well. Also, Ceann Comhairle, obviously the National Development Plan is an incredibly important part of the current programme for government. We're going to be using that opportunity to address many of the inadequacies that are currently there, focusing on increased investment in our rail capacity, focusing on increased investment in our road network. And obviously, Minister, you are well aware at this stage that I've raised with you now on multiple occasions about the situation in Castlemartyr and also in Killa. And I just want to use this opportunity once again to stress the requirement for that project to be on the National Development Plan. I have brought to you a far greener option, I think, than what perhaps some officials wanted within our semi-states and within our local authority, and perhaps that this can be reviewed and looked into with some degree of urgency. I know that process will be concluding shortly, so I'd like to draw your attention to that as well. But also, I have to use the opportunity here as well in the Dáil to talk about, I suppose, the eastern side of Cork City across the East Cork region, Minister. And in terms of cycling infrastructure, we are seeing very significant investment being put in the Middleton area and in Youghal as well. But something I'd like to see is Cork City being joined up to those metropolitan towns and areas around the city in order to allow people to cycle to and from work, and perhaps walk as well some of the shorter distances, because at present there's no real link really between Middleton and Cork City, and that's something that we should try and address. It's a cyclable distance, and particularly for people in Little Island as well, or working in Little Island, a huge employment centre in Munster, one of the largest in the country as a matter of fact. It would be fantastic to see those being addressed at a national level, and just to have a more localised focus from the department on that. So thank you very much.